am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me, to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
Well, are you? What's up, Dave Brink? I see you in the chat. What's happening? We're just kicking off. We got 15 or so people watching across 8 different platforms. We'll give them a little time to get up in here and see what we got going on today. Going to be a good show. It's going to be so good. I'm going to let Levi tell you about it.
Yes, I am a little mental. Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes.
We are. Yes.
We are.
Yes, we are. See that? See that? Yeah. Bring it, baby. I'm mad at my bank today.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Mad at my bank today. Deposited $50 and it just doesn't seem to find its way to my account. It's been hours and it's like, hello, what are y'all doing with my money out there in Cyberland?
Taking their sweet time.
God damn, I'm just like, yeah, I'd like to spend it. That's why I put it on the card so that I could use it.
Right.
You know how it is. Just
hey, it's
back to cash for everything.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they don't care. You know, it's on their terms. If it benefits them, it's quick. If it doesn't, it's slow.
Well, I look at it like this: if you don't have money, you can't spend it.
There you go.
Period. Right. So if everybody has their cash, they can spend their cash. Right. It's pretty simple. It's like a real basic concept somebody came up centuries ago.
Right.
You know. Yeah, I don't get it. Giving people the opportunity to spend money they don't have only creates more and more and more problems down the road for everybody, right? It's like, and it's been like, yeah, as much as I'd like to do that, this actually been a problem like way before them.
You know, there is a way around it. Crypto, it's the wave of the future.
Well, no, I'm just saying, allowing people to get themselves into oblivion is one of the major problems with our country. Okay,
right?
Shouldn't be allowed to spend money you ain't got unless you've taken out a loan that you have to pay back. It's these credit card things where you can just go spend money you ain't got.
Right.
That's kind of, yeah, I know there's a penalty and stuff, right? It's not really. I mean,
Rules have been changed for a reason.
It's horrible. Everything's horrible right now. No, I'm kidding.
It's going to get better.
There's one good thing: the Madness Network. And we got to we got to promote some of our friends every now and then.
Oh, that's nice.
Hell, it is the Rake Hell shirt from Whitefire Comics. People, is that badass or what?
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. So, were the red and the yellow blend together? Is it dots or does it blend perfectly?
Oh, dude, this is beautiful.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Well, I was screen printing shirts. There's two different techniques you can use, and one is definitely better than the other. And it would be like a wet on wet, where the colors actually blend together over time because they're building up on the back of the screen.
Right.
Yeah, those are my favorites. The wet on wets.
I don't know. This one's been washed a few times.
Right.
And doesn't seem to have any kind of the cracks or not bad. Right. I like it. Anyway, we have a guest. You know that?
We sure do.
Did you know that? We have a guest.
I do. Mr. Josh Adams.
It is Josh Adams. And for those of you who don't know who Josh Adams is, we're going to let him tell you right now.
Hey, so you can look down just right here. Co-creator and artist of the GODFOE universe. I also work with a company called Legacy Comics. We're just releasing volume 2 of one of our biggest titles, and I'm sure we'll have a chance to dive into that later, but it's happy to be on. And yes, I am mental, so I'm in the right place, in good company.
Awesome.
It's
very
awesome.
Cool, man.
It's very cool. So you also have a partner.
Yep. Dan Evans. I don't think he was going to be able to make it today. He's been sick. He's had a lot of sinus crud. You wouldn't want him on here today. He sounds terrible. I tried talking to him on the phone yesterday, and it was rough, really gross. He's the writer. I'm the artist. We develop everything together. We bounce stuff off of each other constantly, every day, all day, and then he scripts it and I draw it. So that's how our process works, and it's been a good plan so far.
All right. Do you traditional or digital, or what do you do?
I'm probably 80% digital. I will sketch out, pencil out ideas, and just sometimes scan those in. I do all of my inking, coloring, lettering, any of that. I always do digital. And it just depending on what kind of time frame I have. Like I may have an idea for a panel, and all I've got is a napkin that I'm gonna sketch it out on right then, so I don't lose it. Right. But like if I've got time to sit down and work, I mostly work digital now. I love physical media, and it's still one of my favorite things to do, especially like when we go to conventions and signings. I love drawing stuff for people. But when it comes to my workflow, it's just faster and more efficient for me to work digital.
When did you make the switch?
Hold up. I'm gonna throw an idea at you that
okay.
I want you to consider real quick. Not every page in a comic book is a splash page,
Oh yeah.
right? You do your splash pages traditional and put them up on the campaign as original art as a tier,
Yep.
pull in more money, and you're only doing it on the splash pages, not every page.
Right. Right. That is a great idea.
It's not going to take too much away from your time. It's going to keep you practiced in those traditional skills.
Yeah.
And people can still get their hands on your original art.
Yeah, that is a good idea. And to answer Levi's question, I kind of made that shift with our last book, Kolga, just because like our Apollyon series is black and white. With Kolga, it was full color, and I just my workflow with the amount of time I had to hit the deadline, it was just a lot easier for me because it's not the only thing I do. It's like the third in line of what I do with my day. So like I just have to make good use of my time. So with Kolga, when I knew I was going to be doing a full color book, I just went all digital from the get go, and it helped me hit my deadline. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. But yeah, the idea of doing some of those splash pages, physical media that's a great idea.
That was my whole input. That's everything I got for you. The rest of it's all Levi.
Because that's the sum total of my contribution.
Thanks, man.
This is what I do, though. I look at him. I mean, I didn't even look at your campaign to see if you had original art. I was just asking you if you do it, and then your answer gave me the lead into the idea. But I always try to help people and give them additional.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. And we're this is like we're 1 year in. Like we released our first book in January. We've got our third book funding right now. So I mean, we're very much in a learning process, doing different things with each campaign, and so that is a great idea.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And like I said, there's my contribution for the day. Levi, you're up.
I was just going to say that I do recognize that where you're like, okay, it's the job that pays, that keeps the roof over the head. Second in line is definitely some sort of family situation, whether or not it's a kid's wife or the family you grew up with, and then it's hobby time.
Yeah.
So it's real easy to find to find those little steps to increase your productivity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a big thing for us, especially trying to break into this market of indie comics. There are so many people, way bigger names than I'll ever have, that can't seem to deliver a book on time to save their lives, and like that's one of the things we've really tried to be like, and I'm very proud of, is that everything we've released, like within 2 weeks of the end of the campaign, it's in people's hands.
Nice.
That's what we're talking about.
Like we don't ask for people's money until a book is done. Like when we say here it is, it's funding. Right. By that point, like there may be some bells and whistles to figure out, but that book will be done before like that campaign is ending.
That's
cool.
How it's supposed to be. That's how you build a forever fan base.
Well, and it's kind of, we're playing a longer game with it. We know that we have a lot of story, and I'm sure we'll get into that, but like we know how long these stories are going to stretch out. We know we want to be here for a long time. So, we're being patient. We're trying to do it the right way. And, when people see us deliver again and again and again, and not only is it a quality book, but, it's a good price, and it's on time and all of that. And we do it again and again, hopefully that, earns us some trust from people.
Right.
Reliability.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to drop your link tree over here in the chat so people can check out all your stuff, not just what we're going to be showing.
Perfect.
So right there, people, is the link tree. Now we're also on the Critical Blast YouTube channel today. We are on Facebook and Twitch and X and Rumble and Pilled, and we're adding one more channel, one more platform coming up next week.
Oh, exciting.
So we are doing the best we can to get you guys seen in as many different places.
That's awesome, man. It means more than y'all know. It means we're more thankful than we can even express. It goes a long way.
Well, see, but if you weren't doing it, I wouldn't have nothing to do, bro.
Same boat. Same boat.
You see?
Hey, there you go.
It's
mutual benefit.
It's an ecosystem. Yeah,
Yep.
see, it's an ecosystem. You guys give me something to do, you know.
So you might, Josh, you might not know, but I've had 3 strokes, so I've been medically retired from the workforce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're with us.
Well, thanks, man.
Man, my father-in-law's has had several, and it's been a scary thing. So I'm glad you're still with us, dude.
Well, thanks. Yeah,
Now, I'm gonna let Levi ask you a couple questions, and I'll roll through the campaign while he drops some questions on you.
So
this is the Kickstarter version.
Yeah, and we do have it. Yeah, we typically with our first 2 books we just did Indiegogo. This time we wanted to try something new, so we're doing Kickstarter. We have it up on Indiegogo, and we're trying Fund My Comic for the first time. Yes. So
and all those links are in the link tree, guys, right there in the chat. So if you have a preference, this guy's giving you all the options, right? So
yep.
You know, and that's how you're supposed to do it. People put it everywhere because there's some people that will only work on one of these things.
And I don't blame them. I mean, you find something that works for you. You got especially Kickstarter, because you have to have an account to even start it. And you know, I get it. People like what they like.
It's just, you know, preference, personal preference, and everybody's allowed to have that personal preference. So put it on Amazon, put it everywhere, wherever people spend money on books. That's where your book should be.
Fair enough.
You know. Now, we do have a preference ourselves because we do recommend and endorse Fund My Comic, which you are also using.
Hey, we've been happy with it so far. Like we're just getting started, but like it's been easy to work with their interface and everything. And they have the Discord, so like we've been kind of trying to dip our toes into the Discord and meet people on there as well. And so far,
it's nice talking to a human when you have an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. See, this was one of the main things that I was trying to explain to people. It's like you're dealing with actual comic people.
Yeah. They know where you're coming from. They genuinely are wanting to help you get out there and get your stuff into the wild, and it goes a long way.
It's like the automated system in Kickstarter doesn't care about you at all. You know?
No, and why should it?
Yeah.
It's nice having a platform you can go to where they actually care about your success.
That's true. All right, Levi, grill me.
All right, man, you ready? So it sounds like you and your writer work the same way I work with my writer. I'm lucky to have my writer here in town. Is your writer close?
Not really. He's about maybe 3.5, 4 hours away. He's in Greenville, so like he's not far away. We get up in person as often as we can because he's also my best friend. But like
3 or 4 hours away, you find a golf course in between. You meet at the golf course, play around the golf. You sit in the clubhouse, you drink, you compare notes.
Yeah, we're constantly in contact though. Like we're always either texting or we have a phone call just about every day, every other day to iron out some story detail or some piece of lore.
I always try to throw the golf in there because then it's a business meeting. You're in the clubhouse and you're doing business, and then it's a write-off. And then
write it off on taxes,
what I'm
man.
saying? It's like,
did
you know the biggest deals in the world are signed out in golf course clubhouses?
I thought they all happened in the Bohemian Grove around the Stone Owl.
Oh, that's only in Hollywood. That's only Hollywood and D.C. The rest of the world, you know, the rest of the world, they go to the golf course and yeah, man, some of the biggest deals in the world are signed out in golf courses, except for sports. Obviously, they're done in hotel. Yeah,
because golf isn't a sport.
Golf ain't a sport. It's where fucking people hang out. It's a hangout.
It's something you do while making business arrangements, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like Trump will take somebody that he's about to fleece for a few $1 billion to the golf course, and he'll be like, work this deal because he knows the art of the deal and he's going to come out on top.
He definitely knows the art of the deal. You gotta give him that. That
Maybe
might be the only art he knows, but he knows that one well.
Part of the art may be take him out behind the clubhouse and whack him with the driver.
Hey, you do what you got to do, man.
So this is volume 2.
Yes, sir.
Is there a catch-up tier on here?
Yep, we have a catch-up tier for this book that has. So volume 1 is like 185 pages. Volume 2 is 100 pages, and we also have an ash can. That so if you do, I think if we scroll down, there is a catch-up tier for Apollyon that is. So that'll be like there. Yeah, we have. All right, so the universe, we have a digital bundle, and then we also have that includes Kolga. We have the catch-up bundle for $35. So for $35, you get both volumes of the graphic novels and our ash can, which our supplies are running low on. So once those are gone, we're not ever printing those again. It's like a 6-page introduction to our world. It's a cool piece to have. And $35, you're getting all these pages. You're getting like close to like a little over 300 pages. Like it's wild for $35.
Levi can see me biting it. Oh, dude, look, I collect ash cans.
He said ash cans. I'm like, bing, 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 right there.
Well, we have like one box left of these, and it's a really cool. It's very sparse and artistic. I think it's really cool. It's very cyberpunky. It's an awesome little introduction to the world that people have. Kind of, this is probably your last chance to get a hold of it. So
is it available alone as an add-on?
It is. Yeah, we have it as an add-on.
Okay.
And then we have our universe catch-up tier that also includes our book, Kolga, Biofile Kolga. So that's $50. Kolga's another 100-page full-color book that's set in the same universe as Apollyon 20XX. It's set about 1,000 years after this story. The Apollyon series is the first thing in our timeline, so it's kind of establishing the world. By the time Kolga comes along, the events of Apollyon are ancient history that nobody even would remember. So you can enjoy either book without the other, but if you read both, there are things, connective tissue, that especially as those volumes keep going further into the story, those connections will be, more and more important.
That was my next question, whether or not you had to collect it all to get the story, or
no. You can definitely. I would recommend, at least with Apollyon, if you don't have volume 1, you're going to want volume 1, just because it picks up. Volume 2 immediately picks up where volume 1 left off. Volume 1 is a contained story in the sense that, like, we set up an arc and we close it, we finish it. But like this book picks up right after that one, so you definitely would benefit from reading volume 1. Because it is a serialized story. It's not a monster of the weeky. That's the reason we didn't go with individual issues. We went with it's much more of a graphic novel. It tells a larger story, and then it moves on from there. But we are working, and later on I'll talk about it. We do have plans for a floppies issue by issue story in the near future. That we'll get into at some point today.
Gotcha. So what is your elevator pitch for this? What's the gist of the story?
Well, my simplest way that I try to explain it to people when we have signings and stuff and we're in front of people is it's Akira meets Claremont's X-Men. That gives you the biggest sense of what the tone of the book is. It has an apocalyptic tone, and it has young characters who are caught up in a bigger, darker world than they could possibly be prepared for. It's about a ancient order of very evil people who have been in control of the world from behind the scenes for a long time, and they long ago found alien metal that's called Imperimetal that can influence the minds and wills of people. And they've been experimenting with it for centuries and trying to graft it onto human beings. And they've created augments, which is basically like the mutants of our world. They have different abilities because of the metal that they've been experimented on with. And their ultimate goal is to create a machine that they call God. And this machine, when it's bonded with a human augment, will be able to control the thoughts and minds of the entire population of the world. And they've been gradually introducing trace amounts of that element into people's food, into their medicine, into their water, into everything for centuries. So everybody has it in our body. And if they can finish this project and they can complete their God machine, they'll be able to influence everyone who has that in their body. And they can just send out whatever thought at whatever order they want to send out, and everybody will believe it, and as though it were their own thought. And we have a very powerful augment who was named Zero, who was the prime candidate to work with this machine, who broke free. He escaped, and now he's busted out a team of younger augments that he is recruited to help him bring this order down before they have a chance to complete their plans. So that's kind of the elevator pitch. I know that's not a super short elevator pitch, but that's the gist of the story. It's very character focused. There is a lot of action. When it gets to the action's really awesome and really very. It's not over the top violent, but it feels a lot like a manga in that sense. But it's black and white. Apollyon is a black and white book. But it's very much a small group of young people who are caught up in something way bigger than they are.
Yeah. So you said Akira, and then the minute you said that, the cover clicked with me. Yeah. It's like bam, that right there, that scene, that epic destructiveness of it.
Yeah.
I think it helps that I just watched Akira again like last week.
Lucky dog. I love that movie so much.
Well, it was on Pilled.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. And oh my goodness, what was the Borg hive mind aspect of it? I love that piece in there. That's very cool, man.
Yeah, and
let's just say hi to Ghost Pepper since he's over there watching on Peel. What's up, brother?
Ghost Pepper. But yeah, we're really excited about Volume 2. It is, I mean, it's shorter than Volume 1. Volume 1, like I said, was 185 pages. This one's 100 pages. Volume 1 had to set up quite a bit. Right. It's the beginning of our timeline of our world, so it had a lot to set up. Volume 2 is a little more focused. It also, Volume 2, we introduce a new villain called Switchblade, who's essentially able to take on the appearance of anyone that she wants. She's an augment whose skin has been infused with this imperimetal stuff, so she can reshape her body, and it plays into that same paranoia that John Carpenter's The Thing of who I don't know if this person's really the person I think they are, or if it's this other character. We play a lot with that with some body horror in Volume 2. It's a very hyper-focused and isolated kind of volume. It's a little bit more, we sort of put our characters through the ringer and separate them a little bit. So some of them end up on their own in this book. So it's pretty intense, but we're really excited for people to see Volume 2 and get involved in it. And hopefully people that missed Volume 1, this is your chance to catch up on all of it. Because this is something that's it's going to be ongoing, and it's already written. We know exactly where this ends and what comes next. So we're very excited to get people in on the ground floor of it and continue building on that platform.
The scope of the story seems very big and epic, and like you and your writer friend have been building this world for a universe, for a better word, right?
Yeah.
For a long time. How much time do you think you've had on this project?
Well, he and I met and became friends through music, through being in different bands that played around one another, and it started off as tie-in to his band and some characters he created to go along with his band, and then we started talking about it, and I started doing some art, and we realized, man, we got a really good story here. So for about 10 years, we developed this timeline and all these stories and all. So we had mapped out the full story outline for each of these series before I ever drew the first page of it. We spent almost 10 years planning out the lore, planning out the timeline, planning the different stories that would be in it. And
none of this made it into your guys' music.
Some of it did into his album, yeah. Their first album is technically in world, and his band, he's got a kind of a progressive punk band called Blue Bolt, and their album, their character of Blue Bolt is connected to our universe, and like their next few albums are going to be set in the era on our timeline called the Biophile Initiative, same era where Kolga exists. So they're going to be sort of concept albums. We also have a lot of in-world photography projects from some friends of ours, along with some very esoteric stuff. There's a lot of free stuff that you get along with the digital package, or along with just on our website. We have a lot of really cool free stuff that's just enriches the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a young man that we met at a convention about a month or two ago who, aspiring writer, he's written a short story that's in our world. We're going to release that. So like we've been saying from the beginning that like we want our fans to have an opportunity to have their fan fiction be canonized within our world. And so we're already making good on that. We got some stuff coming that this kid's writing that's really cool stuff. We've kind of given him some notes about how to fit it more, within the framework of our world. But like we've got some short films. We got a video game coming out hopefully next year that's a tie-in to the Biophile Kolga series. We're just working on every angle we possibly can to create a really cool place for people.
Yeah, dabbling in a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Very cool.
So we got a couple different videos on this thing. Which one do you want to play? The one at the top or the one?
Yeah, the one at the top, because that one is just this one that we see right here is more of an introduction to the lore. So yeah, if you'll scroll back up to the very top, that's where the trailer for Volume 2, which is funding right now, is.
And if you want to know about the lore, right there, you watch.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's there for you.
All right, get up there. Go back up there.
Mm-hmm.
There. Yeah, that one. There we go. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
From my comic. Very nice. Very cool, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And that's you remind me again, your writer friend?
Daniel Evans.
Daniel Evans, and that's Evans's band that plays in the video?
Yep, that's his music in the background.
Yeah, I love the way how you guys have kind of brought it all together again. And you, like I said a little bit earlier, dabbling in this, dabbling in that, and just kind of putting it all together, and just kind of, it seems like you're making yourself happy.
Well, there's just all this stuff that we love, and I think a lot of people that are doing the indie comic stuff, whether as a writer or artist or collector or whatever interaction you have with the community, I think a lot of it comes from dissatisfaction with mainstream comics. And, he and I spent so much time complaining about how lousy so much of the comic books that are coming out of Marvel and DC, and even some of the larger indie books, they barely count as indie anymore, but even Image and Dark Horse and stuff. Some of that stuff is like,
when you're out selling the mainstream, you're not
indie anymore. Not really. I know that like the creators own their copyrights, and that's so technically, but it's a little different. But he and I just sat down and we're like, man, we could make something that hopefully some kid somewhere will pick this up and read it and feel the way I did the first time I read like the Weapon X, Barry Windsor Smith, like the way that hit me, or like the first time I ever saw like Neon Genesis Evangelion and it blew my mind. Like I want some kid to experience something cool that like gives them a perspective and makes them want to create stuff. Like we just want to create cool stuff that people enjoy, and I want to make something that I would like to read.
Right. Yeah, that's it exactly right there. You're making yourself happy. It's something you want to enjoy reading yourself, and it comes across that way as not fake and phony to the potential customers.
Yeah, like we stand behind this story. This is not a let me get something out quick, cash grab, try to,
it's popular right now.
Yeah, it's not trying to ape anything that's already out there. It's really just like we are so passionate about this story and these characters. We know how cool this stuff is. I've had so much fun just bringing it to life. I geek out over like getting to draw my own characters and be like, oh, we're finally at this fight scene that we've scripted out 3 years ago. I'm finally getting to draw it.
Right.
And speaking of which, Pops, did he send you a picture of an ad for a character named the Blitz Beast? I think he sent it to you on Twitter. If you don't see it, I can send it to you again on Twitter. I'd love to be able to pull that up for people to see. We're introducing a character in this volume of Apollyon named the Blitz Beast. He's a closer to what we would consider a superhero. He's the closest thing to a like traditional superhero character that we've ever done. And we've already gotten a lot of interest in this character. Yeah, there he is. So we're introducing the Blitz Beast in this book. And then the plan is after this volume funds between now and like the next volume, we want to start releasing Blitz Beast, like his background comics as actual floppy issues, like as a series. We've got 6 issues already mapped out. We're going to try aiming for 10 issues, like individual issues with the Blitz Beast. He's a character that's sort of got this generational hero history in the way that characters like Black Panther or the Phantom, pick up the mantle of like their fathers, so to speak. Yeah, the original Blitz Beast was a hero during World War II who encountered the Order as far back as then, and involved with the Nazis and things like that, and had an Imperial suit that he used to fight Nazis back then. And that's a mantle that's been passed on through the generations to the current Blitz Beast, who we'll be meeting in this volume of Apollyon. He's able to use his Imperial armor to create plasma, like actual like plasma objects that are solid weapons and shields and things formed out of weaponized plasma.
As I say, it's got a great visual look to it. It's like a amalgamation of Ghost Rider meets Green Lantern.
Yeah, he's a genuine, like he is a very noble, genuine hero in this world, which, for most of our characters in this world, they either have a very, very personal agenda, or they are very much just caught up in everything happening and trying to survive. With the Blitz Beast, like he's got a very noble reason behind what he's doing. And yeah, he's a really cool character that we're excited about. So like his first appearance is going to be in this volume. And then later on, he's going to have his own series, which will be our first actual like floppies issue by issue release.
Gotcha. Very cool, man.
Thanks. I appreciate it. We're just so excited. And we've had him in our back pocket since before I started volume 1 last year. So it's just, we had to wait for the right time to bring him in.
So I've been eyeballing it in the background. The X-Men comic poster, Art Adams.
Yep.
You're going to love it. That's a classic. I have one myself.
That poster has been on the wall of every room that I've ever, like every house I've ever lived in. That poster has been on the wall since I was little that poster's been on my wall.
So yeah, so I take it. So you're an original. That's probably like one of the first printings from the late '80s, early.
Oh
90s,
yeah,
whatever
oh
that
yeah,
was.
oh yeah. I've had that thing since I was very young.
Yeah, it's got the pinholes in the corner, and
I'm fairly certain I bought that out of a poster like rack in a Kmart as a kid.
Totally, yes, yeah, probably
Yep.
$5.95.
Yep, probably something about like that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I love that poster.
Very cool.
Hey, when I was a kid, posters were like 99 cents.
You're old, Pops.
We used to have to walk uphill both ways in the snow to buy posters.
When I was a kid, they had those 36 by 48 huge posters, like with 8 different pictures of Rush and 8 different pictures of Kiss, and you could cover your whole freaking wall.
Yeah, just wallpaper your house.
You're forgetting I'm the youngest of 6. You're talking about all the posters that were in my brother's rooms.
Yeah. I mean, dude, basically it was really easy to wallpaper your room back in the day.
It was the big headsets, and the room smelled funny.
That wacky cabbage.
I don't know nothing about it.
I can still tell you what exactly. I couldn't tell you the day, but I can tell you the experience of the first time I heard Boston's. Been a long time. You know, my brother put that gigantic headset on me. I was probably 4, you know, and he just cranked that sucker up along with the intro to that song, and it was just like, oh man.
Oh yeah, those early initiations to groups like that. It's something that like you never forget, and it shapes so much of who you are going forward too. Like, and I remember my first Kiss concert, my first AC/DC show, things like that. Getting to see those guys, and it's something that a lot of kids now, I guess, don't get to really experience that passing of the torch of these fandoms that we have now.
Mine is I always bring up his Cheap Trick because Lap of Luxury, The Flame, and whatever, like the 3 songs off that album, whatever. And I purchased it, and I'm like, and I go to my brother, hey, have you heard of this new band, Cheap Trick? And he laughed at me.
Guys, I had an older sister.
Yeah.
I had an older sister, right? And she did the headphone thing with me, but it was Hendrix Voodoo Child.
Nice. Very cool.
Okay, and if you have any idea, just the opening licks right there, and if you're like 10 years old and somebody blasts that in your ear, you're a guitar fan.
Oh yeah, for the rest of your life.
Guitar,
yeah, for the rest of your life, man.
Yeah. I mean,
well, I still remember like one of the big moments like that was my dad. I don't even remember where we had gone or why we were riding around his truck, and we stopped somewhere, and he had gone in the gas station. He came back out. You know, they used to have cassette racks and stuff. He came back out with a cassette of Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same soundtrack. And like the first time I heard Black Dog was on that tape, and I was like, what is this?
That's what I was going to say. It's like I got lost right away in trying to find the best guitarist I could find, which led to Jimmy Page and Alex Lifeson and eventually Eddie Van Halen as he came up, you know, but Satriani, there was so many great dudes playing guitar back
dude.
then.
Man, I've been on a Van Halen kick again like the past several weeks. I've just been listening all the way through all the Halen stuff. And man, Dan and I are both guitarists, both musicians, and we talk about Eddie all the time.
I'm a big Zakk Wylde fan.
I love Zakk too. But man,
Satriani fan. Man, I've seen Satch a few times. Actually, the best bang for the buck concert I ever went to was the Arizona State Fair. For $5, we got to see Joe Satriani play for like 2 hours, dude.
I went to one of the G3 concerts. It was like him and Steve Vai. I don't remember who the other one was that I saw, because they've had a different, like that lineup has been, but it was him and Steve Vai were the ones that stood out that I remember the most.
Robert Johnson was one of the guys that toured with them on the G3 tour.
Who did Cliffs of Dover?
Oh, I don't remember.
I'm having trouble. Oh, no.
I don't remember.
I'm thinking audience is listening. That's Steve Vai.
Well, I've just seen him so many times. I've seen him.
Yeah, it runs together at some point. But yeah, I love all the stories about like Eddie Van Halen and other people trying to play his rig. Those are some of the funniest stories. I think it was like Billy Corrigan from the Smashing Pumpkins. They were opening for Van Halen, and he had gone to sound check, and Eddie was in there, and he had never really met him before, and they were talking. He's like, saw his rig set up. He's like, can I play your rig? Eddie's like, yeah, go ahead. He goes over, he picks it up, and like he looks. He's like, he said, where are your pedals? Like, where are all your like distortion? Where are your pedals? Eddie goes, yeah. He's like, you don't have any? He said he turned that. He said he turned that amp on, and it was like it's like a wild horse. Like he couldn't make anything come out of it. And then Eddie would play it, and it just sounded like Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was incredible.
Don Dokken has a similar story about Eddie. First time he met him, it was one of those things where Van Halen was going to open up for Don Dokken, and he heard Eddie warming up, and he's like, "Okay, I better."
How am I going to follow this?
Yeah.
How do I follow this guy? Well, it's like even Steve Vai. When Steve Vai played for David Lee Roth after they broke up, he's like the first time he went in the studio, he tried to run at one of the solos for the song, and Dave came in kind of mad. He's like, "You got one more take, and that's it." He's like, 2 takes. He's like, Eddie could do it in 1. He's like, his whole time he played for Dave, anytime he did something wrong, he's like, "Well, Eddie can do it." He's like, yeah, but I'm not Eddie.
That's terrible, man. That's terrible.
Nobody is.
Nobody else is Eddie.
Nobody is.
Well, I know we're not even remotely on the comic topic, but my favorite Van Halen story, hands down, Hiya, Grey Wolf. My favorite Van Halen story, David Lee Roth said he woke up in a hospital bed in like a cast, in like a body cast. Had no idea how he got there. And Eddie was sitting beside him. He's like, dude, Eddie, what happened to me? Why am I in the hospital? Like, what happened? He's like, man, you were wasted last night. He said, you jumped out of the hotel window, told everybody you could fly, man. He's like, why didn't you stop me? He's like, I bet $100 you could do it. He said, you had me convinced, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, our next guest is backstage, and one of the things I like to do is I like to make sure that you guys meet each other, because you never know what kind of collaborations happen throughout our lovely indie nation. Right?
Absolutely.
And that's how we grow, is by meeting each other, collaborating, networking,
making out.
No.
He's like, kick him out of the show right now.
Oh, no, that's perfect. Yeah, I think you kind of fit right in, Josh. I'm just saying. But one thing I want to ask you before we bring her in is, was there anything that we didn't cover that you definitely wanted to talk about that we didn't? Because I never want somebody leaving going, man, I didn't get to say what I wanted to say, because I've had that happen to me.
Oh, yeah. I think the biggest thing I want people to understand is that, like, I know it sounds really ambitious and we're promising a lot and years of content. We got this huge timeline and all, but the reality is, like, I've completed over 400 pages this calendar year. Like, we're working as hard as we're bragging. And I know that's like, we're not trying to be arrogant or anything like that. We genuinely are working as hard as we can to create the best possible book. And if you trust us enough to support this project, it opens the door for us to bring out more. We have so much that we want to create, that we want to do. We got to build a platform. So, like, share the links, share the campaigns, back us. If you can't afford the universe, like the whole package thing, $20, you're going to get like almost 500 pages worth of content for $20 if you get the digital package.
And
like,
this was one thing I was going to focus on. There's like right there's a bundle for $35 or whatever, and it's like 500 pages or 300 something pages of book. 300 something pages of book, guys. You know,
and none of it was phoned in. So like, we appreciate every person who does contribute. When we hit our goals, which, you know, we said each of those 3 campaigns we set like at 500. When we hit those goals, we're going to start some stretch goals. We're going to start some extra incentives we want to make you're going to get some free fun stuff in those. And if you help us get funded, we're going to make it worth your while. So like everybody, if you like Akira, if you like manga, if you like Claremont era X-Men, if you like, a little bit of gritty, dark, black and white art, this book is gonna treat you right.
Nice. It looks great.
Really, really nice looking art.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. You guys get behind it. You know what to do. Share the links out. Do all the things that we ask you to do every time we're out here talking to somebody. Help each other. Help each other. Help yourself. Help each other and help yourself. If you have a comic fan on your Christmas list, buy a comic.
Yep.
Buy an independent comic for that comic book fan. Help somebody in the industry, as well as give your friends something decent from the indie side of the nation.
Something cool they might not find on their own.
There you go. There you go. So anyway, without any further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Christy from Flip City Magazine. What's happening? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Christy!
Hey, so I got really excited to come on because Josh said we were going to make out, and then he kept me backstage 5 minutes longer. So sorry, Josh, missed your opportunity.
Oh well.
Yeah, he's just a tease.
Hi guys.
How's it going,
Christy?
I've been having problems with my mute, and Levi, I don't know if I been on a stream with you yet.
Yes,
It
yes,
feels like
yes,
I have.
yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I forgot.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
It's going good. So just in case Josh wants to leave, can I get this idea out? I'm not saying you do, but we spoke of collaborations, and that was one of the reasons we wanted to have Christy on, was to talk about a collaboration and also shill for Flip City.
He said, "Stop, collaborate, and listen."
So the idea is this: we want to do a collaboration with Flip City, and let me just kind of work through it a little bit. And so the draw stream has several people on it, and instead of having like a theme where like only one person gets chosen to make the magazine, and then everybody's kind of, some people get butthurt. We're artists, farty people, right? And then so if they all made the magazine is kind of a better concept. So you need some sort of idea for that. So here's what I was thinking. I have this concept that I've taught my daughter growing up, and it's the "I love him, but I love him" concept, right? And this is the girls that just can't be done with the guys, okay? And so along that theme right there, the recent shooting that occurred with the CEO of United Healthcare.
We have somebody that's actually part of the network that's close to that, so
right.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Can I?
Yeah, but I'm just at that particular topic. I'm probably going to leave alone for a little while
because it's only a small part of it, and it's simply the theme of how I got to where.
Okay.
The idea is, so when his picture was first revealed, we had a ton of these liberal crazy women coming out going, oh my God, he's so hot. Look at him. He's so hot. You're kind of like, and then she's like, okay, this is it. Crazy liberal women in love with psychopaths and murderers. This is it. This is caricatures. And you could call it, "But I Love Him," or "Liberal Love Bugs," or something like this. And you would simply have a caricature of the psycho killer drawn by an artist, different artists for different killers. And then it would simply, you would run through what the hell they did, because they're psychos. And then you would like, I don't know if you would bring in the actual women. Like, I know, who was the guy in the 70s that drove around in the Volkswagen Bug? You remember him?
What, a serial killer?
Bundy. Was that Bundy? He was the
Ted Bundy
guy, right? That dude actually had groupies in the courtroom, right?
Ew. Okay.
So you're just kind of like, but I love him. So that's kind of the concept. It's basically caricatures of killers and their
and the weirdos that love them.
And the weirdos and the
that's a really good idea, actually. I mean, that could be up to 4 pages, of content.
And then I'm thinking, because it's different characters and maybe different women, you could almost turn it into a branding episode for the show.
Oh, well, I love branding people on my show. So
yes. With the hot iron, just
totally Nixium style.
It's a total sex cult.
Yep. That's the only reason you come to my show, because you're part of my sex cult, Levi.
It is. I'm dying to get branded. Yeah. So is it a inkling of an idea? Is it something that we can kind of massage into being, or what do you think?
Yeah. So how I understand it is tomorrow's draw stream, we're going to kind of all brainstorm together, right? Whoever is on the draw stream, right, Pops?
Yeah. And he's been brainstorming, obviously.
Yeah. I think we can develop the concept more tomorrow, but that's a really good idea, because we haven't done anything like that. Right. And I like the idea.
This is also going to take a little bit of research, though, because you're going to have to actually find out who the women are that love these crazy people.
You drawing the crazy people or the crazy chicks that love them?
We draw them both.
We draw them both. Right. In various states of undress.
Oh,
so Josh,
making it even better already. See,
is there any particular psycho killer over the years that you kind of went, that guy's interesting, kind of not like you into him, but it's drawing your attention and to follow the story?
The Pope?
No.
The Pope?
Not even Jeffrey Dahmer. You didn't go.
No, I did, dude. I think Ed Kemper is really interesting. Ed Kemper, man.
Okay.
Google that. Go down that rabbit hole. He's an interesting guy.
I will.
Okay, look, I'm going to go a different direction with this.
Or Zodiac. Zodiac is a very interesting case to me, too. I don't think anybody was in love with Zodiac other than Zodiac.
Okay, we know that there's a couple of them where it has to be their mom, right?
Well, that's Ed. That's Ed.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yep. I mean, because that's the thing. It is a pretty open-ended concept.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. You also got people like Manson, who was sitting in jail and had people that loved him enough to go commit murder.
Yep. But I love him.
Crazy.
To be fair, they thought he was Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, they thought that other guy in Texas in Waco was Jesus. Well, he thought it was Jesus Christ.
For the record, if they say they're Jesus,
they're not.
Cut ties, cut bait.
Yeah. Even if they look like Jesus, and they say,
especially if they look like Jesus.
Christy, I know you probably had a couple of ideas yourself running through your mind.
No, I have not yet. I have. Really? I was kind of waiting for the brainstorm tomorrow, because that's something I personally love doing. I like brainstorming in groups and hearing other people's ideas and building off those. That's more my role. I'm not the genius that thinks of the ideas. I'm just the one that like gloms on, and I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking genius for adding that idea.
I'll give you a little bit of what my idea was, since we are kind of a comic-based draw stream, right? It was like I was kind of thinking of having indie characters beating up mainstream characters.
Yeah.
Or do an absolute version of like some other characters. Like, what would absolute Super Mario look like?
So like with that, Pops, that to me seems a little too inside jokey. To where, like our regular reading audience wouldn't understand like who these indie characters are,
But they understand the mainstream characters getting their ass kicked. That's the point of it.
Yeah. No, I get it. Maybe. I like Levi's idea better. What I did want to say though is I want it to be a regular feature that we just decide to go with, in every publication, and have it be sponsored by Madness Comic Network. So you're always basically getting an advertisement with links back to social medias and all that kind of stuff. Because, okay, so this is where, so you guys are doing the creative work and like, hey, this is a great idea because we can do A, B, and C. Me, I'm thinking of ways that I can market it because that's my job, is marketing and promotion. And I'm like, oh my God, this can be huge because we can put voting out on social media and help each other build each other's social media platforms. And then everybody who has an entry, to the monthly contest can say, hey, go vote for me. And that's just spreading the contest around, and it's interactive with the community and all that kind of stuff. So that's where my mind's been.
A little secret. Networking and promotion is all I do. I'm not the creative mind behind any
I know.
of that.
So why'd you even pitch me idea, bro?
Because I come up
She
with
said,
new
put up or
ideas.
shut up, homie.
Yeah, this is what I do, is come up with new ideas for shows and new ways to get people seen. That's networking and promotion is what I do. That guy down there is the one that came up with the idea to do a Flip City collaboration between the artists on the draw stream and your magazine.
Omar. It was
That
you,
was not me.
Well, it was Omer. It was both.
Omer. Yeah, it wasn't me. I'm not an artist. So you know how much input I'm gonna have on this? It's gonna be like I promote it and I network around and get people to try and buy into it. That's my job.
Yeah,
just like yours. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I totally, I do know what your job is. You've told me like a million billion times. And so, yeah, we pretty much have like overlapping, responsibilities for our own things. And then, so that's your job and all that, but you didn't give me props on my wonderful idea for promotion.
I always give you props on your wonderful ideas.
You did?
I always do.
I do like the idea of this, of having the voting thing and somebody wins, but along the lines of if somebody's participating in the contest, they make the cut already, and the winner of the contest is not like a fake prize. There could be like a prize for it. Maybe you're featured first, maybe, or we could come up with like a Flip City prize, maybe something like tinfoil hat of the month award.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Well,
it's funny.
This can be huge. It can be something that there's a monthly prize, or a per issue prize, and then at the end of the year, we do our Flippy Awards because we do already have awards that we award ourselves because nobody else is going to award us.
Right.
So, and they're called the Flippies, and it's a statue with the middle finger. It's really cute. I'd love to actually get those 3D printed one of these days. Once we get to that point where it's almost like that, but it's on a base.
Yeah.
Anyway, super exciting.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked. It was funny that I just popped into that draw stream also on Saturday, and you guys had apparently just wrapped up talking about it.
Yeah.
That's how
I love Madness Comic Network, by the way, everybody. I have so much fun with everybody I meet through the network.
It's look, the whole thing is about having fun. That's the whole thing. And like the new shows, the Killer Karen and the Fourth Wall interviews, and just trying to come up with new ideas for new stuff. Tomorrow's draw stream, by the way, for everybody watching, is exclusive to Pilled or YouTube members of the Madness Network. That's it. You're going to have to go over to Pilled and sign up and be part of that platform as well if you want to see tomorrow's draw stream, or you got to be a member of the Madness. Not everything can be free.
That's right.
So Madness member, have we grown in membership besides Grey Wolf? That was
yes,
member.
We've gained 2 since then. Woody.
Oh, cool.
Woody joined, and somebody. Man, don't. Yeah, now I'm gonna feel stupid if I can't remember who. Matthew Craig.
Awesome.
So yeah, we actually have 3 members to get to see exclusive stuff backstage, and not all you get to see.
That's really, really cool. So yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of zoned when you were saying, so confirm or deny. You said Pilled exclusive and members on YouTube tomorrow, right?
Right.
Okay, cool.
Only. And also, we did our debut on D-Live a couple days ago, and we will be starting to do stuff over there as I move shows over to the Casa StreamYard. Then we'll start doing D-Live too. Everything we move over there, we'll start doing D-Live too. So looking forward to that. Like I said, another platform to get out there and get you guys seen. Yes. Yes.
He was a certified network analyst.
And Woody, I appreciate you, man. This guy, man, since he started watching recently again, he's like been there for almost every freaking show, man. Grey Wolf too, it's like they're always popping in, man. It's encouraging.
Yeah.
You need to keep doing it because you got people that actually care enough to tune in all the time. So you want to keep doing it. Cause my partner in crime back there, I don't know if you got all the crap that I sent you.
Plus one of the best people in the entire universe.
Right.
He's been a huge help to me, and he understands now the type of obstacles that I've been dealing with, trying to get this thing rolling, right? At least I hope he understands now, since he's been the one dealing with them. Oh my God, I'm sorry, bro, but I tried to warn you ahead of time. My life was a mess, coming back on the grid and trying to do something like this was, no way I could have done it myself. No freaking. There's no, yeah, see, Grey Wolf, I try to be here every show too. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Christy,
Grey Wolf's always hanging out in the madness. Yeah.
has Cosmic ever been on Conspiracy Corner?
Yes, because we did a Cosmic Grandpa episode
Really?
a while back. Yeah. So
Okay.
so
I will dig for that.
the way we produce the show is, I have a guest every week, but we have a couple, or had, and I need to do another one for Cos because he's done so much in his life and he does a lot of creative work too. Basically, we have side shows in case a guest doesn't show up. And it pretty much is I interview either Batman or Cosmic Grandpa. So we have those on the side burner. Yeah.
You can throw me on that list too now, Christy, anytime.
I should. I should actually. And
because I don't have to come out and talk about me. I got 50, 60, 70 people that are actively doing stuff in the network that I can talk about.
Well, here's the thing too, because early on my shows used to be way more planned out. Like I would have a list of questions, and as I've gotten more comfortable streaming, like I don't prep as much as I used to. Yeah. So I wing it, and they've been doing pretty okay. I don't get too stuck. Plus, Batman is a talker, so if he sees me struggling, he'll pop in and kind of take over.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous to go on there eventually. I've been talking some shit.
Well, what's funny, Levi, is I actually don't have a guest this week, and I'm like, who can I invite last minute? And you popped in my mind. I haven't invited anybody on, but you're invited if you want to claim it right now. You can be my guest this week.
I'm gonna pass.
Oh, you're so rude.
I like I said, I'm nervous because I've talked so much shit in the chat that. Yeah.
Anyway, fine. I have other friends.
With my strokes, the later in the day I go, the weaker my battery is.
Okay.
So, he's playing the stroke card. Ooh.
Right. Being branded was the biggest part of it. Like, oh my God, I would have to stumble through a paragraph of reading. Oh shit. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because, I've had a couple of people with dyslexia on, and luckily I find out before they come on that they have dyslexia. I'm like, okay, I have to find something that is imagery heavy, So, Yeah, I can work with that. I can
I know.
brand you and make
I
it
need more of a
simple.
cartoon like the the Halloween one that you were doing with the Norms or the Mams family.
Grant, Trampa,
Grandpa.
Oh, that one. Yeah. The woke. It's the woke world family. So it's Mam, Dodd, Tranpa, and Norm, the creepy little heteronormative weirdo in the world.
So Josh.
Yes.
What's your availability for Thursday?
What's my what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that one.
Availability for Thursday.
Yeah,
I don't think this one will work because I got like crazy. I have a pretty wild week this week. I think I'm on a podcast on Thursday. Yeah, I don't think I could do Thursday, but I would love to get involved with Christy. I wasn't familiar with Flip City Mag. I've been looking you up. I love the whole Mad magazine type vibe. I'm actually super excited to go down that rabbit hole because I love funny stuff.
Just go check out our free magazine. So
I was going to sign up for the email of it. The sampler email, I think, is what I've seen. I was going to do that later, but I'm interested in how does contribution to that come from for an artist? What would that look like?
Multiple ways, but the way to submit is you can either DM me over on X. That's where I check my DMs the most.
X gonna give it to you.
But for the final way to really do it is to email us flipcity@flipcitymag.com, and we take submissions in all forms. If you have an idea, you can pitch it. If you have a finished tune, you just send it to us. We take a look, and if we want to publish it, we ask you if we can, and we pay for some things. We take donations. We do everything basically. Okay. So something that we are really, really looking for, and how we publish the most, is finished strips. So like a 3-panel thing, or even a 1-panel thing, because we have a page that's a spread called More Laughs. It goes near the back of the magazine, and it has several different artists, pretty much completed strips. I think that's the easiest way to get, accepted and put in when you're first starting with us. But we also commission and all that kind of good stuff too. So if you wanted to send us a link to a portfolio, do that.
Cosmic Grandpa. All right, yeah, that sounds fun. I may, with all the time that I have, I may try to put something together. I don't know if you've got do issue themes or anything like that, but
we're getting better at it. For our first 3 years, we didn't necessarily have a theme, but over the last couple of years, we've been a little more thematic. But it's not like the entire magazine is that theme. So yeah. So for example, volume 21 was a fire theme. So it had a lot of fire stuff in it. The cover has a leftist setting themselves on fire, and
if only they would.
It was a dumpster fire is what it was.
Yeah, which, by the way, do I actually get to shill what I have going on right now? Because this is a real quick thing.
Yes. That's why I dropped this over here.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if we can screen share, because I made a cool GIF today.
You want to do what?
Or a cool GIF, as Cosmic Grandpa would say.
You made a GIF? You made a GIF.
I made a GIF. Do you want me to present, or do you want me to? Can you bring up a link? Oh, this is actually perfect. This is perfect, because I would very much love to show people how to buy Flip City. It's super easy, but I think people get confused. It's right there. There's also a blue button below the banner. So click that, buy, subscribe, and that's going to take you to our store.
And that's going to take us to a different window. Okay, so I have to stop sharing this one.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, I know. This is just one of the things that StreamYard just has not figured out yet.
And Christy, you're new to the crowdfunding scene because your magazine comes out 4 times a year on a subscription basis, correct?
Correct. Or you can buy the individual issues most of the time. Once a year, we'll do a very limited run just to cover our subscriber base. And that's actually going to be volume 23. So this next one won't be available on our store, the next one that's coming out. All right. So scroll down. Do that. Do buy Flip City in print.
Buy digital, read for free. Read for free so you can check it out, people.
That's right
there.
So wait a minute. Back up 1 second. Did you say there's going to be an exclusive coming out soon?
It's not necessarily exclusive. What it is a we do limited runs. So for volume 23, anybody that backed the campaign is absolutely going to get volume 23, and then only our subscribers, and it won't be for sale on our website. So that's something that we like to try to let people know. Like, if you want to guarantee you're going to get every single Flip City magazine, subscribe, and you will. Because you never know when we're going to do a limited run, because it's always based on budget. Like if we have the budget to, do an overrun and keep a stock, we will. But with volume 23, we're kind of scratching and scraping at the moment. So it's a limited run. It's only going to subscribers and the people that backed our campaign.
Yeah. I know as a kid that always made me mad when the magazine wasn't at the store because of something very similar to that. So it was like, you should get subscribed to it then to avoid that complication.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. There's one other way.
Okay.
We just got our PO from Diamond and they ordered 150. I don't know what stores they're going to be in, but I'm going to find out from our rep over there where they're going to be in brick and mortar. So that will be one other way that you can get them if they happen to be at a comic shop in your area.
Okay.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Anyway, let's finish this because I want to show you my cool thing.
I'm looking at Kitty. Do you want to tell anybody about Kitty?
Okay, so Kitty is the Flip City mascot, and she is also the public relations representative. And she is kind of elusive online as far as like actually showing up to live streams that she's booked on. So I take her place often enough because she's busy being the Flip City mascot. And she just goes out there and pushes and pushes and pushes, but just will not show her damn face anywhere except for Killer Karen so far.
I've only seen her once, and the only people that got to interview her were Karen and Dante, of all people.
She did seem a little uppity, in my opinion, when I watched it. So
I think she's a little bit of a stiff.
Yes.
I'm trying to get her to loosen up. I think she might.
Right.
It was her first ever time live streaming, so I think she was nervous.
She came from a kitchen just like hers.
What are those?
They're donuts. They're donuts. They're Granny's donut. Granny's donut. Not just any donut.
See, Pops, I think me and you get along so well because we're both so ADD.
Here we go. What do you got here?
You got to scroll down. That's my Christmas gift subscription. That's the gift I made today. Trying to make it very clear what you get in the Christmas gift subscription package. So basically, you get 4 magazines sent in time for Christmas for the recipient to unwrap, and a gift card saying that they're also going to get 4 more issues through all of 2025. So that's showing all 4 covers of the magazines they're going to receive, and a real quick picture of the gift card. And it's $75, 8 magazines, and laugh for an entire year. Lots of laughing.
That's awesome. You
better laugh, damn it.
That's 2 years worth, basically 8 books.
Yeah.
8 books,
Yeah, basically.
And you will ship before Christmas.
Yes. So that is actually a package that I'm taking down on Friday.
Okay.
yeah, so that's very, very limited. We've sold a few of those so far, and that is what I'm hammering right now for the rest of the week. So that'll be our promotion on Creative Chaos again this week. And then, yeah, any shows that I go on. I'm going to be on Comicsgate Commandos on Wednesday. And hopefully we can get some people buying it and giving it, or even giving it to yourself. It's a good way. It's a great introduction to Flip City if you want to get it in print. What's up, Josh?
Hey, so guys, I'm going to head out for the night. Thanks you so much for having me on. Thank you for everyone that has been supporting the books. And if it sounds like something you like, please check it out. We're going to be funding through January. So please check out our link tree and support GODFOE Universe Comics, and hope to see you guys on here real soon.
There you go.
Nice see you, Josh. Have a good dinner.
Hey, thanks. And I sent some comic strips already to the Facebook. I think the Facebook page for Flip City that are some stuff I did a few years back that still make me chuckle. So y'all have a great Christmas if I don't talk to y'all between now and then.
You too.
Nice meeting you, man.
All right, you too. Merry Christmas.
Peace.
All right, so that's what I wanted to show.
That's it.
That was my shilling for today.
Go check it out, people. Get you the Christmas thing. If you don't get, look, main thing is go and read some of it and see that, realize how good it is. Check and see if it tickles your funny bone. Go read some of it and then just subscribe for good. Just be a subscriber.
Yeah, I like it. And if you just like crowdfunding, sign up for our email, subscribe to our email, and we let our email list know anytime we're running a crowdfund. If that's how you like to back, see that number rise and all that.
Now, Ghost Pepper over there on Pill said, I got my Flip City ordered yesterday.
Nice. Very cool.
It's in the mail today then. If it's not just a regular subscription, if you got one of those gift packs, it just went out in the mail literally like maybe 30 minutes ago.
Nice.
Cool. Yes, we are on Pilled. We are on Rumble. We're all over the place, people, and it's just going to keep growing. I'm telling you. We have too much fun. Too much fun.
Yeah, I'm super excited for exclusive draw stream tomorrow.
Yeah, I like doing that one. That was also Levi's idea, to do an exclusive one over there on Pilled. And then it was, well, hell, we might as well give it to the members on YouTube too, since they donated a little bit to be part of what's happening. It's not hide exclusive stuff from them. They're cool, right?
Yeah, for anybody that's listening over on YouTube, if you want to support a super indie free speech streaming platform, pilled.net is the place to go.
Yes.
You can actually talk to the developers.
Go over there and look for the Madness Comic Network. Follow me and everybody I follow.
And Flip City Magazine.
Right?
You are following Flip City Magazine over there, right?
Yes.
Because and Levi, and I think Brian Kriskow from the Horror Movie Club is signed up over there. We've been bringing some people over there, and I hope they appreciate us because we're going to keep doing that,
Yep, I'm going to reward it. Because it's so many times you're on the draw stream and you think of a subject and you're talking about a subject and we want to watch the video, but you're on YouTube.
But we can't. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things I love about Pilled. Also, being able to show the movie that Brian's going to highlight during the Horror Movie Club ahead of time and watch it on Pilled is fun. Levi and I watched The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Have you seen that, Christy?
I was there for a short while. Remember?
Okay. Yeah.
You guys finally recognized that I was there.
I did.
And then I left.
My brownies kicked in, and I just kind of zoned out and watched the movie.
You did kind of look that way. I didn't know, though.
Well, it's like I said, it's late at night, man. My battery's at like 20. Yeah.
He tells me that all the time. He's like, the later it is, the worse I'm going to be.
So I can sound like Beavis and Butthead at like 9 o'clock real easy. Just don't ask me for anything poignant.
Okay, you know what's funny about like live streams, and I see everybody do this in chat when they're leaving, they announce that they're leaving. Like that just feels, I don't mind that people do that, but for me, I feel cringe. Like I need to, like when I announce, like, oh, I'm gonna leave now. I just can't do it. So I just leave, just so you guys know.
Well, I will do it. Like if I'm going because I have to go start a show, I'll let everybody know I'm about to start a show. That way, when this one's over, they'll come over and watch ours.
Right.
I mean,
I'm the same way, Christy. I just leave.
Okay, good. Good. I'm glad to know other people do that as well. Because I see so many people announcing they're leaving, and I'm like, do I need to do that? Like, I just don't want to.
No.
Okay.
Well, okay. It depends on if you're in the chat or in the show.
Oh, of course. There have been a few shows where I'm like, dude, I just want to click that X so bad. Like,
hey,
this is so awkward.
It's funny because there's been more than once that I was like, man, I wish the power would go out.
Okay, good. I'm glad to know. I think everybody, you know, if you're having a certain feeling, guaranteed other people have felt that way as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the streams where you're lagging so bad. You know, I'm like, oh, just
for us,
it's
the one word answer people.
I'm just thinking of Timothy Olsen.
Yeah. And you get nothing else from them, right? And then you ask them another question, they go, sometimes.
Yeah, I sometimes am like that, I think.
Timothy had a good episode. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. And you know what? Yeah. It's so funny because I like in the weeks after that episode, I ran into him in multiple other chats and would say hi to him, and he would never say hi to me. And I'm like, did I make him mad? Like, did he? But then Doc told me he's an interesting character.
Right.
So I'm like, okay.
That's the way it came across. Like he was putting himself in a unique situation to test himself.
Yeah, I think he did great.
Yeah, he did great. Yeah.
Who?
Timothy Olsen. Melvin.
Timothy's been on our shows a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
Does he talk?
Right.
Yeah, we've interviewed him a bunch of times. I've known Tim for a long time.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. Because that was the thing. The conspiracy corner on that episode was really why I designed Conspiracy Corner, is for those people that are like, burp, 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 burp. Because I think it's funny.
Like you can tell a lot about a person by the. I love conspiracies. I don't believe them all, but the amount that you do believe, you can tell a lot about a person.
Yeah.
You really can, and how you present it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, okay, I'll talk on this subject, but you know, it's a little out there, or I don't believe it at all. Any of that kind. Well, like Cosmic Grandpa, his conspiracy corner, he chose to speak about the moon landing because this is before the conspiracy wheel. So he got to choose, and the reason he did it is because he believes the moon landing happened based on the communications network that was set up and built. Yes. He's like, there's no way somebody would build this for a fake landing. I just don't believe it was fake.
That's it right there. I had this discussion with my work friend Kevin all the time. He believed that we didn't do it, and I was having a hard time being convinced that we didn't do it. And then I finally I'd switched sides. I'm like, okay, there's a real good chance we didn't do this after arguing for it all these years. And then Cosmic comes on and completely flips me again. I'm like, oh, really? They did that? I'm like,
has anybody ever really considered that possibly they went and they didn't have, of course, they don't have cameras all the way already on the moon watching the thing land, right? Okay, right. So suppose that the only way they were going to convince the masses that it actually happened was to film some footage in a warehouse that they couldn't actually film on the fucking moon.
Yeah.
I mean, just maybe. Because they would have had to have cameras all over the place, the way I see it.
Well, they turned the flight computer that got them from point A to point B. They turned it back on again. And if you were going to fake something, why would you fake the flight computer? Like it's an actual, it actually works. It goes from point A to point B. And it's kind of like,
the other thing,
that was like,
the chick who did the math, a computer didn't do the math.
right. How'd we get there? Math.
It was a female professor. I think she was even African American. And she's the one that did all them computations on paper.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. The math. I'm looking at it like this. The math is right. Math is right because they're still using that math to put other shit in orbit, right? So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now that's the thing with me. After, I think in the last 2 years, and I don't know if this is just making me more of a crazy person, is I feel like I'm simultaneously holding both beliefs in my brain because, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I'm never going to argue and debate. I'm a terrible debater. You know, I'm not a master debater. I'm a terrible debater. So I just don't debate. I just like having people on to talk, you know, so I'm not going to disagree or agree with shit that anybody says. I'm just like, well, that's how I
your
feel.
job is to stir the pot, not jump in the pot.
My daughter holds a national championship in it.
In master debating?
In debating, not the other one, in debating. Yeah. Yep.
And so how is the family dealing with that?
Good. Good. She graduates this June. She'll be married in September.
Wow. Graduating college?
Graduating college, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
congratulations.
I forget what the national title at nationals were at Liberty last year, and she took home first place in I want to say it was after dinner speech. So, but yeah, she goes to Whitworth. She's a part of the debating club up there, and apparently they are just. It's one of those colleges that you have no idea is really good at something, but they're nationally recognized. You know,
in debate.
In debate.
Wow,
yeah.
Good for her.
So, yep. So yeah, I lose all the arguments fucking now. You know, I can't. Yeah, she wins all of them.
You're like, okay, I painted myself in a corner here.
Yes, yeah. And then there was the summer before the nationals were in Napa, Idaho, so I had a chance to actually drive down and witness them, and I could not believe some of the subjects that they would debate over. And I'm like, really? You got to choose your subject, and that's the one you chose.
So, like, give me an example. Like what?
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna call it the vagina monologues. So I'm sitting in this room and I forget. Like I said, part of them is like just public speaking in general. Okay, so like I said, my daughter won first place in after dinner speeches. Something you would have done back in the 1700s, right? Like everybody had dinner and you did no entertainment. You just sat around and bullshit with people and who tells the most interesting stories after dinner, right? That's basically what that competition was. So I'm in the room down there in Napa, and not a lot of parents show up to debating tournaments. So it's me and my wife were the only parents in there, and there's 3 different girls competing in front of the judge, and she started this monologue between her and her pubic hair.
Okay.
And the monologue was the pubic hair was mad at her because every time they changed boyfriends, she had to get a new haircut.
I'm just doing this in front of her parents.
No, me and my wife are the only ones there. It's not my daughter, it's somebody else's daughter. And so when I go to these tournaments, I just put my head down and I don't do anything. So my daughter doesn't get any reaction from me. And she says, when she started that monologue, I looked over at you and you're just shaking your fucking head. And she's like, I cannot believe this woman is talking about her vagina in front of my dad.
That's pretty good, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You see, and Christy is the only one on the show right now qualified to do a vaginal monologue. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Pass. Hard pass.
Yep. It was terrible. All I could think of is like, why did you have so many boyfriends? All these different haircuts. Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
That young lady was from Liberty University. So
yeah, her pants were liberated.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
yeah.
So what are we gonna do now? Because like this was what I was thinking when I was coming on too. Because Levi, I love to pick you out in my chat, saying that if you don't go to the wheel, you're gonna piss Levi off.
I love it.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how long we're gonna be streaming. How long is my segment, by the way?
Pretty much whenever you want to go now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, I was like, if we wanted to, we could do lightning round of a conspiracy corner, and then I can
Let's
bring
do
the
it.
wheel up and we can spin the wheel here.
I got about 20 minutes that I could do before I have my writer showing up. So
Your
I-
writer?
yeah, JD, the guy that writes my
JD.
comic. Yeah,
Oh.
JD comic. Yeah, Galaxy Memorial Park. So we got 4 more pages in from one of our other artists, and we're going to do some. I got to give him some cash so he can pay the guy.
Oh.
So
You hear that? He said cash, people.
say cash,
He means
people.
Cash.
You work on my books, you get paid.
Everybody loves cash.
Yep.
Cash.
Anyway.
All right. So, what did you want to try and spin the wheel once or something?
Let's
Is
spin
that
the
what-
wheel.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
spin the wheel.
I'm finding the wheel. So, Pops, do you want me to put it in the chat or anything like that?
Just do whatever you do.
All right, give me a sec.
I know you don't have Kaz back there doing it for you, so this might take a while. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, remain patient, everybody. Christy's fumbling through her papers. Let's see. I have the newest wheel here. Oh yeah, and Levi, you gave me some topics to update the wheel. So this is the most recent
Yep.
one.
So it should be Q drops and de-evolution.
Yes. I put it in the private chat, Pops, if you wanted to bring it up. And then we can spin the wheel. We could do a lightning round. So anybody that happens to be watching, this is the Creative Chaos Conspiracy Wheel that near the end of the show, we go into Creative Chaos's Conspiracy Corner and the guests talk on conspiracy. And it's not anything super serious, even though it seems like almost every conspiracy corner, we end up getting kind of deep and pissed off. Anyway, so we're going to spin the wheel, and Levi and Pops can speak on the topic that comes up. All right, you want to spin the wheel, Pops?
Oh, I got to spin it?
Yeah, you
Hold
just got to click on it.
Spin the wheel.
Spin it.
Spin the wheel. Oh,
Oh, we've
Illuminati.
got Illuminati. Are we sticking with this, or are we going to pass?
What do you want? Let's pass.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Yep. You get a.
Funny thing about that is I got a message from somebody the other day who's trying to get me to
Join the Illuminati.
I got a message like 2 years ago
Yeah.
of that. Hello, Geekman Masters of the
it
Thunder
was
Nerd.
funny. It was
The
very funny.
Illuminati.
Very,
Everybody in general, Rothschilds, the Bushes,
Hey, did you guys know Ben Garrison got canceled from going to the White House to meet President Trump because okay, we're gonna do this one, but real quick. Just about the Illuminati thing and the Rothschilds. Ben Garrison did a overused puppet strings thing of politicians on puppet strings with the Rothschilds on, handling the strings. And Dennis Prager got him canceled from going to the White House by calling him an anti-Semite for that.
Oh, jeez.
So I stopped listening to Prager after that. That pissed me off.
Heard it. He fell down and hurt himself.
All right. Well, we're on devolution.
Yes, this is mine.
Let's do it, Levi. Tell us about it.
Oh my goodness! So, if you want to learn about de-evolution, you can go to John Harold's Substack page. He wrote an entire series on de-evolution. De-evolution, the basic concept is this: the military would be. What if the president was mind controlled by aliens? Okay, so you have a president. He's in charge. He's been. Thank you so much, Christy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We got to be protected.
We're protected now.
So, what the military has pre-planned executive actions. These things are called PADs. Okay, for the acronym. And after Trump lost in 2020, you can actually find Nancy Pelosi on some news cycles asking about the PADs. PADs are simply the president gets informed by the military. Here's what this diploma says. If and when this happens, you simply sign your name to it. Okay, you won't be informed. You're informed previously to it. Two things. So the office of the presidency, you're the commander in chief and the president. Those are two absolute separate things. When we wrote old George, said, hey, we're freaking out of here. We didn't elect a president. We elected a commander in chief first. They're two separate jobs. So there is a case where you can be the president and not the commander in chief, so to speak. So if the military came in and said, here's this pre-existing plan where a foreign entity has taken control of the presidency, we need to temporarily put some things on cruise control in order to not freak the public out and simply allow them to vote their way out of it. We simply need to kind of cruise into the next election cycle, and hopefully the American people figure that out, that their president is mind controlled by aliens or China or Ukraine, and eventually pull their head out of their ass and vote that son of a bitch out.
Okay.
Do I have it right? Go for it.
No, don't even ask me. Because that is one of those subjects that I have not even delved that far into, because it's so far and wide in scope that I'm actually almost everything I don't look that far into because I'm publishing a quarterly magazine. So everything for me is surface level. I know about it and I know a teeny tiny bit about it. And it's another reason I love my conspiracy corner, is so people can tell me what the fuck's going on.
This is going to be one of those ones where it's like, here we are, Levi, recorded on the internet. Like, this is one of those things where you kind of sort of believe in this thing, and it gave me hope, as far as the possibilities of what could happen. Because, to be honest with you, the day of the January 20th. The day of the inauguration, right? When he left on that airplane, and he took the atomic suitcase with him, right?
Okay, I don't know. I didn't know that happened, but can I feed it back to you? Because this is how I do like having conversations, so I can understand it for myself. So basically, what you're saying is Trump while he didn't remain president from 2020 through 2024, he was still commander in chief.
Correct.
So he had control of the military and the nuclear suitcase and all that kind of stuff.
So he did take the nuclear football with him that day down to Mar-a-Lago football. And they did show a video of that football being returned to the White House to Joe Biden. Whether or not it's the same one. Who knows? But yes, he wouldn't be in complete control of it. He would be.
Well, I sure hope he wasn't in control during Afghanistan.
That's it right there. That's one of the things where you're kind of like, okay, so
maybe after that happened, he took it back.
Well, what? So I kind of tend to go, what is a command decision? Okay, that there was an episode of Star Trek where Troy was trying to raise her rank, and they had to put her through some trials. And the basic concept of the story was command decisions. Troy was not able to make a command decision. Are you able to send that guy to his death? Right. So the whole Afghanistan thing right there, that's terrible if you let that happen, if he did it on purpose. Right. I feel the same way, but it's one of those things like, was it a command decision though? Was it a command decision to simply allow them to fall on their face?
Right. Well, see, and this thing too, and why I go back and forth on the whole QAnon thing, or Q and the Anons thing.
Right.
And why I watch it and then go away and I come back and watch it again is often enough there's been so much shenanigans and crazy shit happening like right before our eyes, like the shit the Democrats are allowed to get away with. I'm like, this isn't for real. I am watching a movie right now. This is like a comedy of
we're living the prelude to the movie Idiocracy.
So there's part of the theory is called Our Boy Blue. Okay, so and that revolves around Biden. He's blue. So Our Boy Blue is the concept of like, well, what exactly is he doing on purpose? Almost like he's fumbling so much, and through his fumbles, he's exposing things. It almost seems like he's sometimes doing it on purpose. You go to the here recently where he was at that firehouse and he put the Trump hat on.
Yes, that was one of those times.
Why? Why would you do that?
He's done this since the very beginning, though. He told everybody he put together the biggest election fraud campaign ever before he went out and won the 2020 election.
So part of this is exposure and waking people up to the fact that the system's corrupted and we need to vote our way out of it. Otherwise, the military is the only option. And part of it is.
I want to interrupt real quick because that guy right there, Edwin Artex Badillo, that guy right there, that guy, he drew all this.
Oh,
nice.
We were discussing.
Yep, there went the camera.
So was
we were discussing that with Max DeVille. He couldn't remember who did it.
Yes, this is Edwin. This is his stuff. He's a tattoo artist, colorist, everything.
Well, Ed, if you're still there, I use a little crom there on the left on my thumbnail.
Yes.
To say that we're also live on Madness Comic Network. Soon to be on Roku.
Yes. And that it's like every time I've asked Edwin to like retool this logo, it's like gets it right back to me, like blows me away how quickly I'm looking at a new reiteration of the old Madness logo. It keeps evolving with us, and that's because of him.
You know, it is so cool, like how many people you've been able to get to do your bidding, Pops. You have a talent. Oh yeah, he did your bidding.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, we're out of Conspiracy Corner. Wait, unless we're no, he interrupted us. We're still in it.
So how would you feel if somebody, how would you feel about Trump knowing that he took an oath to the Constitution to defend it, and then knowing what we know about what happened in 2020, simply walked away?
But he didn't walk away.
Wait, for real? Like he didn't do that though.
He didn't walk away.
He didn't simply. You mean like
gave up he allowed Biden to become president. That is walking away.
He had to let them expose themselves, or he wasn't. That's how he won this time, because they made it obvious.
That's how
They
I
didn't-
felt about it too. And
Mhm.
and the whole thing with I'm watching a movie, I'm like, okay, something that I'm not privy to is definitely going on,
So-
but it also makes me go down that hopium path too, which I try to avoid. Because I don't want to be disappointed anymore, you guys. Like,
No,
so
I'm
I'm
not
very
worried
hopeful
about-
for the next 4 years. I
yes.
just want, basically, here's my thought process on it is, if we don't get a ton of disclosure, I'm like, fuck the system, fuck all you all lied to me, and I'm done. No more hopium. I'm just going to keep fighting the way we fight, because it's up to
General
the
Flynn.
citizens.
I want the list. I want the unredacted JFK information. I want it all. I want it all.
General
I want it too.
Flynn
I
came
don't
out
want
with
it now. Right now.
General Flynn, fifth dimensional warfare, where we're in an informational war right now. He came out with a book basically explaining, this fourth turning, where it is an informational war where it needs to be exposed in order for us to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's too many of us asleep. So I think that's what the
Not
last
us.
Well, no, not us. Yeah. Some of us aren't shocked by things anymore.
No,
Do you guys
it's
remember
true.
way back when the word woke meant we see you, government, and we know what you're doing?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it's supposed to mean.
Actually,
right?
I didn't know it back then. I've come to learn since woke's been, hijacked and used
Yeah.
for, leftist propaganda, blah, blah, blah. I learned later. I'm like, oh, woke actually used to be a positive thing.
Yes, it used to be that. Look, man, I was a young liberal. Okay,
We all were.
I was a free speech advocate, and when I was young, the Republicans were the ones that were stomping on free speech.
They moved the Overton window is what they did to us.
The ground has moved under me a lot since then. I'm still the same guy. I'm for free speech. I'm for legal weed, and I'm for the Second Amendment, baby. And always have been. Always have been. All three of those all my life. Nothing's changed. But I went from being a young liberal to a far right fucking whatever.
Well, it's so crazy how many far right people love to toke. I'm like, that wasn't a conservative thing to do, but now it is. But it's not really. It's just, the ground moved under everybody.
Yeah. The Overton window moved.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, for anybody who doesn't know, Christy has a show. She has a show. She does. It's called Creative Chaos. It's on Thursday nights, 9:00. And the cousin back, Grandpa is the producer, and he's the man behind the curtain. And you'll find Bruce Q. Wayne, the Batman, hanging out with her over there, and multiple guests. And it's always entertaining, kind of like she came in and hijacked the end of the show. That's kind of how her show goes, kind of just like that. They talk about cool stuff, and she has segments to her show. It's a variety show, okay?
Just like Flip City Magazine is a variety magazine.
Yes.
We try to stay on brand across everything that we do.
Yes, it is. It's very much, her show is very much on brand with the magazine. And I just want everybody to know, look, when we have people come out here and they're taking time to actually self-promote, we appreciate that, because there's so many people that don't do that. Okay, you got to come out sometimes and blow your own horn, people, and let people know what you're doing and where you're at and how you can be found. And if you don't do that, you can't be mad because nobody knows where you're at and you can't be found. You see what I'm saying? You see a lot of people out there complaining sometimes about they're not getting this, kind of support or that kind of support. And it's like, I've never seen you before. You got to get out there and get seen, people. And that's what this whole network's about. We have a ton of different shows with different hosts from all different walks of life that you can come out and hang out with and tell your story about your stuff. That's what it's about. And that other show on Sunday night, 7:00, was real good last night. They were talking about Devo. And YouTube gave us a little smack on the wrist about that one. So yeah, cause in the future we're just gonna have to cut it when when you go into second hour if it's going to be
Pilled exclusive then.
But yeah, well, we'll be on Pilled. It'll still be on Pilled and D Live and all the other places that they go. It's just we'll only play the first hour on YouTube. Yeah. What can I tell you? We tried. It's funny though, because I bet if I was going to Twitter later on that night, still being able to watch that. Obviously, I'm a member, but it's like on the channel it says it's totally gone, right? But if I click on it, I'm watching it right now. I'm gonna show you. If I click on the Twitter link, the X link, it's showing me the stream. Come on, not that. I don't want to share that window. I want to share this other window. Now we're going to get kicked off again. Watch.
What's happening?
Is this not the stream that they blocked or said they blocked?
Yeah, streamed 1 day ago.
Right?
That's the one that was on last. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they kicked you for the Devo? Seriously?
Looks like it's coming to me.
At least now I know which headset I need to keep with me all the time when I'm on the show.
It says members only.
Yes, that'll be really helpful on Thursday.
It says members only, but if I click on the X link in my X feed, it takes me right to it on YouTube. But if I go look for it in my YouTube, it says it's blocked and gone.
YouTube.
But there you go, cause I told you last night I can still watch it. I don't know why it's
Oh, thank God.
Yes, wonderful.
Dude, that was like setting me on edge the last couple of weeks. Like that snap, crackle, pop. It was too much.
Yeah, I don't know what that is with his phone. But it's come on, man. But that's good. That's wonderful. So there's an upgrade coming for you. You guys ready to go?
Sure.
Go check out Flip City, everybody. Just go.
Do it.
Just
It's a perfect
do it.
gift for comedy fans across the spectrum. People that still know how to laugh, even if it's at themselves and the things they support.
Yeah.
We target everything.
All right. I don't have time to play my whole outro, so I'm going to play a couple short ones, and we're going to be out. Peace, everybody.
Bye.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
How do you end this thing? How do you put where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands are done.